Yes, Swamiji, I think you answered that, but probably it's good to go through it one more time. Bhumi asks the question, Swamiji, what should we try to focus on while doing japa so that the mind reduces the wandering?
Basically, as I said, it is a Shabda Pradana, natu Artha Pradana. The japa Shakti, the power of japa lies in the words, okay? And the power of the words or the sound is invoked here. So, since it is Shabda Pradana, you just focus on that mantra. Om Namah Shivaya, that's it. If you're chanting loud, you focus on the sound. Nothing more than that. Neither you try to see the meaning of the words, nor you try to see the Bhagavan, Devata, for whom the mantra is chanted. None of that. Just the mantra itself. Listen. Just be focused on the sound of the mantra. Om Namah Shivaya. 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 And mentally also, just mantra. So, don't try to see the meaning nor the form, because mind can focus to only one thing at a time. If you try to think of the meaning and the Bhagavan, Lord Shiva sitting like that in a meditative posture, and you think, Namah Shiva, I bow down to Lord Shiva. I bow down to Lord Shiva. That kind of meaning you try to think, and you see as the imagine idol or a murti in front of you, vigraha, and then you say, I am going down to this, Om Namah Shiva, Om Namah Shiva, Om Namah Shiva. Doesn't work that way. Eka vritti eva sambhavati. So just focus on sound, not on the form, nor on the meaning of the mantra.
Swamiji, there is another question on the group chat. By the way, others also can post their questions on the group chat in Zoom. This is from Arvindji about Guru Mantra. And his question is, if Sadguru left this world, as in his body left this world, yeah, so in that case, should the student continue to use the same mantra or look for another mantra from a different guru?
It's okay if you have taken mantra from a teacher about whom you had a Shraddha, and who himself has practiced that mantra, or he was having some insight or wisdom and purity, then it's fine, you continue doing that. Nothing wrong with it. Not necessary.
I have a follow-through question on the prior question about focusing only on the mantra rather than on the meaning or the form of Ishvara. We have also been told, or at least I have understood, right, that in Dhyanam, when you chant something, it is important, to have the meaning of that chanting also in your mind. That's why our chanting or our dhyana is not like normal meditation or yoga. It's always with Ishvara in mind. I don't know if I'm seeing contradiction there wrongfully. Can you help clarify that contradiction?
Dhyanam, I'll talk about that when I come to Dhyanam meditation. But when you see, the chanting is done to create a deliberate thinking pattern. As of now, there is a mechanical thinking pattern. As of now, there is instinctual or reactive way of thinking. The japa is done to make it alert, conscious, no more mechanical. So, when you focus on the mantra itself, Om Namah Shivaya, next Om Namah Shivaya, next Om Namah Shivaya, Next, Om Namah Shivaya. You are deliberately repeating one mantra. So 10, let us say, mantra. So one after other, vrittis are created there deliberately. What happens in mechanical thinking? You don't know what will be next thought. You don't know what will be the link of the next thought. And you don't know to what the next thought will be linked and by which link. That is all mechanical. That is decided by those reactions, unconscious mind which is waiting for expression. And it is its own methodology of expression, own calculations of expressions. And it expresses and takes you out. So japa primarily is meant to develop deliberate thinking capacity. You live a deliberate life, alert life. But if one lives an alert life, deliberate life, that person will not have much problems in doing japa. Because he or she has been living a deliberate life. The personality is together, not a split person. So that person can easily focus to one mantra and do japa for a length of time. So that is how the mantra helps one. Secondly, as I said, it involves the name of the Lord. Even if it is chanted without much of a bhava, it gives phala. As they say, it is like medicine. Whether you know the content of the medicine, the effect of the medicine, or you do not, just take it. It helps. It affects the body in whichever way it is made to affect. It helps you out. So also, japa with Bhagavan Nama becomes helpful. Okay? So the dhyanam is different. Manasa japa can be called as dhyana. That's all teacher is saying. Wherein you can just focus on the mantra. Just mantra. Like you focus on the mantra while chanting loud or chanting with low tone, you focus mentally as well.
Thank you.
Focusing only on the Sri Vigraha of the Lord itself is dhyana. You don't need japa. You don't need mantra. In fact, it might be a distracting thing. Just focus on the Sri Vigraha. Like suppose you are visualizing Krishna, then see on his head there is a mugata. What a color? Oh, it's a red one or yellow one or brown one or purple one. And on the top of it is this peacock feather. Then you visualize ears, visualize eyes and the face and the body. And that itself is there. Shri Vigraha. You don't need japa for that. Please go ahead. Any more?
Yes, Swamiji. So Arvindji's question also was, should we focus on meaning rather than word? That question is answered. The next question is from Carlo.
Okay.
His question, Swamiji, is, until a competent teacher gives us a mantra, is it useful to use the pranava oma? And he goes on to say that as we know, it's universal and we deal with the three states of consciousness and turiya and silence after the om. That's his question.
Nothing wrong in it, and here I would like to correct it. There are no three states of consciousness. These are three states of ahankara. Okay? Consciousness doesn't have any state. It is ahankara, avastha. And when you know so much, then it is a chanting meant for nididhyasana. Not here it is meant for gaining necessary purity of the mind or acquiring necessary handle over your ways of thinking. And lastly, generally they don't advise the Omkara japa, pure Om japa, simply Omkara. Om connected to any mantra is fine. But Om itself is generally not given. because the phalam, every mantra has its own phalam. Some mantra can give money or wealth, and some mantra can give power, some mantra can give vairagya, etc. So Omkara is a mantra for vairagya. In general, it is not given to persons who has some responsibilities in the family life and has to earn and has to perform his work. So generally it is not given. Better to have some mantra from a competent teacher. Only Omkara Pranava chanting is not advised. You can see the implied silence, see the implied meaning of the mantra, words and tone, and do Nididhyasana in the support of Pranava. That is quite different than doing mantra japa like Om, 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 etc. Better get some other mantra and do it simple. Next.
Arvindji, I have unmuted you. If you think your question was not answered properly, if you want to ask it differently, please go ahead.
Yes, Swamiji, namaskar. I was told when we did the Dakshinamurti, we were told to memorize and understand the total meaning of what it says. So my understanding is when it comes to the stotra like Dakshinamurti, Nirvana Satak, when you recite them, you should understand thoroughly than just the word of the stotra. Is that what I understand correctly, or?
The stotras that you are referring to, Dakshinamurti Stotra or Nirvanastakam, they are not the stotras singing glories of the Lord. Okay? These stotras are purely Nididhyasana shlokas. It is not the glories of the Lord, it reveals the Swarupa or nature of the self.
That's right. Yeah.
This Dakshinamurti Stotra talks about what the self is. Nirvana Shatakam also talks almost the same thing. So, when you do this stotra, when you know the meaning, then only you can contemplate. Therefore, it was said that you should know the meaning of it. Without knowing the meaning of this shloka, words or the lines, you may repeat it, but neither way it is useful, since it's not the singing the glory of the Lord. It may not gain you the phala of the Chitta Shuddhi or Ekagram, and you don't know the meaning of the shloka, so it will not help you to own up yourself. It will not help for Nididhyasanam also. Therefore, it was said that you should know and chant. Okay? Otherwise, so many people say Chidananda Rupa Shivoham, Shivoham. And why chanting this, the face becomes gloomy. Because he remembers some problem. Chidananda Rupa Shivoham, Shivoham Bhagavan, Shivoham Bhagavan. That's meaningless. These are not just for repetition. You have to see the meaning of those words, which you have seen at the feet of teacher. You have to see it again. So, they are meant for assimilating the knowledge, owning up the knowledge, not just for chanting. Yes, one more please.
Question, Swamiji? Can
Please
you hear
go
me?
ahead. Yeah, I am here.
Yeah. How is chanting a prayer different, such as the Pratasamarana Stotram? How important is meaning versus just chanting?
See, those stotras or prayers, like what earlier question it was referred like Dakshinamurti Stotram, Nirvana, and this morning prayer, Pratasmarana. Please understand the two difference. These prayers are not talking or describing the glory of the Lord. There are different prayers which talk about the glories of the Lord. Like you do chant Om Namah Shivaya, tune Om Namah Shivaya, etc. Or some Shiva 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 Shambho, etc. They are talking the glory of the Lord. Whereas these are the prayers or mantras which reveals the self. It contains the self-knowledge. Okay? It talks about the nature of yourself, nature of Jagat and nature of Ishvara. So those prayers becomes useful to assimilate the knowledge. When you say Prata Saram Irudisura Atma Tattvam Satchit Sukham Paramaham Turiyam. So one should know the meaning of the word Turiya, and people translate it as a fourth. But there is a difference. When you say first, second, and third, when you say first means it is neither second nor third. When you say second, it is neither first or neither third. When you say third, it is neither first or second. And similarly, you say fourth, it is neither 1, 2, 3. No. The so-called fourth is all the three. So that is a real meaning. All the three are superimposed on the fourth. There is nothing called fourth. With reference to these three, it is figuratively called fourth. That has to be known. Otherwise, you keep chanting Turiyam, Turiyam. It is like some Mexican song. You like it very much, the lyrics. And so you repeat the song, but you don't know the meaning. So, Satchit Sukham, Paramahamsam, all these words should be understood properly. And to understand these words, you need a teacher. You have to study from a teacher. You have to do Shravanam. So, what you understood at the time of Shravanam, you try to own up that when you do this prayer in the morning. Okay? So, this prayer is very efficacious. But I have to add a clause, provided one has studied from a competent teacher and understood the meaning of these words. What is Turiyam? What is Satchit Sukham? What is Paramahamsam? Etc. Okay? One needs to know. And while doing this prayer, you are trying to own up those words, assimilate those words. Chitutham, Turiyam, Paramamsam, Avasthatra, Sakshi, etc. etc.
Only last one from us.
Yeah.
Shrikant ji is asking, why is Ishvara often referred to as he when we know that Ishvara is both he and she and also gender free?
Yes, this is a gender problem of a teacher. I used to refer as he, you just refer. I have seen women teacher talking as she, that's it. That is nothing. It's a habit, force of habit, nothing specific. It is neither he, nor she, nor it, and it is all the three also. Why not he? What's wrong in calling him he as well? So it's either way. Okay? Namaste to all of you. I think I need to conclude to go, and nice to see you at home and all of you little relaxed and smiling. Generally, the corona hides so much.